Gundam.tk presents Master Grade Force Impulse Gundam. Hello everyone, and welcome to a review of Force Impulse Gundam. This is a 1/100th Master Grade kit made in 2008 by Bandai. This is the first lead suit from the anime Gundam Seed Destiny, the sequel to Gundam Seed, and it's piloted by Shin Asuka, who was the protagonist until he gets replaced, and of course later he'll get the Destiny Gundam, and this suit will be piloted by Luna Maria Hawk. Now this Gundam's pretty unique because it breaks into parts, with a chest flyer, a leg flyer, and like the original Gundam's core fighter, it comes with a core splendor. And these, of course, will combine to make the Gundam itself. There's also a silhouette flyer included, which you can attach the Force Weapons pack to, and that will fly out, meet the Gundam, and then attach to its back. The rest of the box shows off some details, including the fact that it comes with an incredibly long sword, which was famously used in the anime, where Force Impulse destroyed the Freedom Gundam, which of course is sold separately, so if you want to make this scene, go for it. Now this is something that isn't included on every Gundam box, but it should be. This picture shows what you get right out of the box. So no lining, no painting, no touch-ups. What parts do you get, and what sprues are you left with? Doesn't look bad right out of the box. The manual has a standard Master Grade cover, and on the back, a nice front shot showing off a pretty good pose of the Force Impulse. Already it's looking pretty good. Let's see if the model can stand up to this. Inside you get a fictional history of this mobile suit, directions on how to put it together, a list of parts that are included, and then the directions begin. This is a 30-page manual, not small. In the middle of the manual you get some more story wrap-up, and a nice touch. You can see that the IWSP weapons pack from the Strike Gundam can be attached to Force Impulse. Inside it shows off the skeleton, and how you can fold up the Force weapon pack on the silhouette flyer, and it also shows how you can paint two small figures of the pilot that are included, Shin Asuka and Luna Maria Hawk. Now this for me is a really nice touch. If you want to spend $6 each for 4 action bases, you can attach all 4 ports separately and have the leg flyer, the chest flyer, the silhouette flyer, and the core splendor blasting towards you. Now when you're done, this is what you'll be left with, and the plates go up to P. Lots of parts in this Master Grade, especially if you compare it to something like a 1/100th non-grade Exia or 00 Gundam. The A plate comes with blue, yellow, white, and clear parts, and for me one of the best parts of the 1/100th Master Grade compared to the 1/100th non-grade is the baby blue parts that go on the waist armor and the shoulders. If you look at the 1/100th kit, I think the color is incredibly ugly, but on the Master Grade one they've toned it down into a bit of a purple instead of the baby blue, and I think it really looks a lot better. Now something that bodes well for the future is when you look at the 3 plates that give you the parts for the Excalibur anti-ship sword, they all look like they're cut in half, which means in the future, instead of the Force Impulse Gundam, I'm sure they'll release a Sword Impulse Gundam where it'll come with, all of these sheets will be doubled and it'll come with the 2 swords. And that Gundam was used pretty well in the anime, a lot better than the Strike, or the Sword Strike Gundam, so something to look forward to. So what all do you get when it's put together? Well, starting with of course the body, you get all the simple parts: feet, legs, lower waist, chest, shoulders, arms, and the shield, which you'll see will fold out, 2 beam sabers, the Excalibur anti-ship sword, a beam rifle, the core splendor, and the silhouette flyer, to which is attached the Force weapons pack. You also get 2 extra fists and a whole bunch of attachment pieces that can be used to put these onto action bases. Now taking a look at the parts, starting with the feet, the toe can move up and down, and the ankle is on a small ball joint, and you can see that these pipes here will move a little bit. Now the legs are pretty cool. They can bend all the way back. You can see the upper thigh armor will split, and the knee will pull forward and split down here when you do that. And when you do this, you can see that the thigh armor here can move both directions. And when you make the leg flyer, you'll see that in action. Now the waist section has 2 knife holding pockets on either side of the hips. And here you can see that this would be baby blue on the 1/100th, but on the master grade it's much toned down purple. And lots of places to line on here, and you'll see where the core splendor goes. The shoulders come in white, blue, dark gray, and again the baby blue purple. And the arms, pretty standard for a master grade. It can bend all the way up. The wrist is on a ball joint, 3 fingers, 1 trigger finger, and the elbow can move a little bit here. Now the chest is where this model continues to shine in my eyes. Unlike the Freedom's chest, which is boring colors, this one goes back to the yellow of the original Gundam, and again it puts on Impulse's trademark baby blue purple. One thing that was annoying was this door in the front where you can see the pilot. It kept opening, so I had to put some silly putty in there just to hold that in. And otherwise it's pretty standard, except that there's a gaping hole here, and again we'll see how the core splendor fits into this. Now the head of the Impulse Gundam does pretty good justice. It looks just like the anime. My only complaint is because it looks just like the anime, it's pretty bland. Now it's a very clean and simple design, but nothing stands out about this compared to any other Gundam. But the head does pretty well. One nice touch is that the gray inside the ears, that is included with the parts, so you don't have to paint that or do any lining for that. Next up we have the core splendor, which includes some weapons, detachable landing gear, clear cockpit, and a pilot figure that you can put inside. Again, it's a little bland, but depending on how you display this, usually this is going to be inside the Impulse Gundam, so I don't think that's going to be a problem. Here's the core splendor and the silhouette flyer side to side. The silhouette pack is pretty boring, but then again it only was in the cartoon for about 3 minutes at most, and it has a part here in the back that will pull out so you can attach the weapons pack to it. And of course we have the Force weapons pack. Simple colors, clean design, but looks like some nice mechanical details and lots of room for lining. The wings can move up and down and fold out, which we'll do later on the model, and these parts can go down like this. Now if you compare this to the 1/100th, this is massive, almost twice as big, and I think it's a lot better for that. There you have the silhouette flyer with the Force pack attached onto that. Hopefully later we'll get a sword pack to do the same. Another highlight of this that makes it look like more like the original Gundam than a boring colored suit like Freedom is the shield, which has the traditional yellow, but the cool part about that is you can open it up and all of a sudden it's a lot cooler looking. With some internal lining you can make it look pretty sharp, and of course it's got the regular clasps on the back. That's a really nice touch. For weapons, the beam rifle is just standard gray, white and red details, and a peg to plug into the back. And the beam sabers. These beam sabers have some sparkle in them, and they're bent, so even though they're simple, I don't mind them as much as some other ones. But the real winner here is the anti-ship longsword Excalibur. And what makes this a really nice touch is it just has the regular one with some details on it, but also you can attach this extra part on, so as you're stabbing it through the heart of the Freedom Gundam, you can have a nice effect. Now, enough with the parts, let's start putting it together. Unlike Destiny Gundam, this one doesn't have any special leg mechanism for splitting the legs, but I think that's better, and we'll just put the legs on, and the feet we'll just put in the ball joints. Now, putting the arms on are pretty simple. Just put the shoulder part on first, and then just put the arm on. You'll have to push it down and get it click to make sure you know you've got it.